are the atmosphere. That's first of all. I think that the way we run the Glade is every stage is a promoter. We actually run ourselves choose very little of the music. We choose the main stage and the outdoor trance stage, because that was our kind of, that was our niche. But we got a lot of really cool promoters involved, some from London, some not. And so they're people that are really down on the ground with their scene. They're kind of, we got, ID Spiral is arguably, I mean, I've been to parties all over the world. It's one of the best chill outs I've ever seen in my life, and their music is incredible. So, and Sancho Panza, boat parties, Notting Hill Carnival, just good promoters that are attached to their scenes on the ground level. And so they attract their own followings, and they're all really nice guys. That's the first thing that we sort of want to know if we're thinking about working with someone is, are they nice, cool, friendly, open-hearted, open-minded people? And they all are. And like attracts like. So then the people that come to work with them are open-minded and open-hearted. And the people that come to their nights in, whereas it's London or Manchester or whatever, are kind of similar. And so that's how we end up, that becomes the sort of core of the Glade. So that's even only half the people that are there. If half the people is, say, 8,000 people, then the other 8,000 who just come along just because they've seen it in a magazine, come and hanging out. But because there's a core, there's a critical mass of people who are, again, open-hearted and open-minded. Then everyone else goes, well, that's cool. I can dig that. And that's so, it's just people behave in a way that they look at what's in front of them, and if they like it, then they identify with it and they behave that way themselves. Most of the people that are involved with the Glade we've partied with at one stage or another, as in like friendships, partied, danced, had a laugh, stayed up all night, had a good time, and so that connects people, and so yeah, no, it was great actually. We've never had anyone say no, put it that way. We've always said yes, yes please, yes with open arms. I think that it could be summed up very simply by saying that when you walk out of this front door now in Ealing, you walk down the street and smile at the next 10 people that walk past you, you might get one smile at your back. You might. If it's in the daytime, you've got maybe a bit more chance. But generally speaking, people, it's not just London, or London is particularly bad for it. I do little experiments, I go around the world and smile at people walking down the street just to see how friendly it is. You walk down the street in London, smile at 10 people, maybe you'll get one smile back. Most people just go like that. You might get someone on their mobile phone about to call the police, and that's kind of it. Whereas at a festival, if you walk past 10 people and smile at them, most of them will smile back at you. They'll be like, how's it going? The point being is that you feel comfortable in that environment to be more open, be friendlier, more compassionate. Someone falls over at a festival, instantly somebody goes up and says, hey man, you all right? So at festivals, humanity is, I think, it's just friendlier, it's warmer, it's more playful, and I think there's, it's more compassionate, it's more caring, it's more open-hearted, and if, as I do, you think that's better than the opposite. I mean, some people would say, well, why judge it? But for me, I think life is better when people are friendlier and more open and more caring. Then that's a reality bubble, because then you leave that and then you come to a big city, any big city. Suddenly it's a bit more war. People are, it's closed up. So, but just to expose yourself to that for 3 days, 2 or 3 times a year, or even once a year, is healing. It's a healing thing, because it makes you, it restores your faith in humanity a little bit. And I think it has even on an unseen level. I think it's a healing process for people to be exposed to that. Look, I think that everything's got to evolve by nature. It's as if you're going to survive, if anything, whether it's a dance event or any business, anything, it needs to evolve. We're evolving. The human race is evolving all the time. The human race is completely different to what it was just 30 years ago in terms of like the mindset of people the technology available to us. So it's got to evolve, but I think the fundamental experience of being on a dance floor, listening to a repetitive beat with a load of like-minded people is going to last a long time, because it's a killer, it's an amazing experience. It's fantastic, and it's ancient. It's not like it only just it's began in the late 80s. It's been going on for thousands of years, with guys smoking weed in the middle of Africa listening to djembes. It's not it's a primal thing to want to just go into a semi sort of hypnotic state, and where you're not worrying about the week that you just had at work, you're not worried about the week you're going to have at work, you're just in the moment, present, and that in itself is a healing thing, because you're just in the meditative state where you relax your mind, and you're not worrying about stuff, and you're allowing music to help you get there with it. It's the same reason why people get pissed down the pub on a Friday night. It's just because they want to drink 5 pints of lager and just forget about everything for a while, just go boom. And you can do that with no drugs and alcohol, if you wish to, just by listening to music that induces a semi-hypnotic state, a trance-like state. So that's why I think the appeal is universal, and will continue to it'll continue to thrive because of that. I think the Secret Garden, going to the Absinthe Bar at the Secret Garden party was quite good. I was running the dance tent, and I was running the dance tent at Secret Garden, so I didn't get to see much, I didn't get to play much, but when we finished at sort of 4 in the morning, I think, I rolled over there with Fred, who's the organiser of the Secret Garden, a couple of the guys, and just went into this fantastic wonderland of the sort of the Absinthe tent, and it was just really kooky and fruity and like cool people. So that was kind of nice. Something small, something little was good. And just the Secret Garden party generally is a masterpiece. It's brilliant, And so that was a highlight for me. Glastonbury at the Trash City, Glastonbury, was amazing. It was incredible. It was like being in a 2001 AD. The sort of the Judge Dredd kind of mega city vibe, and just watching one of my best mates get horsewhipped in the gay bar, which was quite funny, dressed with it. You're given sort of little moustaches, and there was a gay club at Trash City, and watching my mate get beaten over the arse with a horsewhip by a transvestite, that was quite a highlight, I think. And especially because it was on telly, actually, which he didn't know until he got home, and his Uncle John pointed it out to him, which was quite funny. And it was alright, it was hilarious. And so that was good. And then, I think, the Sunday afternoon at the Origin stage at the Glade Festival was proper. It was absolutely kicking. It was sunny, it was hot. We got Tony Andrews, the guy that invented Turbo Sound and Function One, which are two of the sort of benchmark sound systems the world's ever seen. There's a guy called Tony Andrews, and he's our sort of private sound consultant for the Glade Festival. He does it for free. Actually, he just does it because he loves the Glade, he loves us, and he loves the free party vibe anyway, but the feeling of it. And he comes and sets up his personal sound system for the Origin stage, which is a 6-stack ambisonic sound surround system. There's only 2 of them in the world, and it's amazing. I mean, it's the sound, it's mind-bogglingly good sound. I think personally it's the best sound system I've ever heard. And on the Sunday there was the kind of the more progressive trance, fat, down-tempo beats, and the sun was shining, and it was as good an outdoor dance floor as I've ever been on since I started doing it. It was proper, so that was another highlight for me.